Hello everybody, this is Iced Blood. Welcome back to Resident Evil 4. Last episode we stopped just shy of this village square. Today we're going to move forward. Now what we have to do here is head up to these villagers and talk to them, and hopefully find one who knows where the president's daughter is. Obviously I'm lying, we need to kill them. New phrase right there, hey over there. Not sure what he's talking about, obviously not us. No one's noticed us yet, you can tell by the distinct lack of music. Now, there are two ways to handle this particular area. One is to kill enough enemies, the other is to wait out the clock. We're going to try the second option today. And here we go. There's that old standby, I'm going to tear you apart. There's a new one, I'm going to kill you. Now before we get into a mob situation where there are too many enemies to handle at once, let's try killing these guys one at a time. I spoke too soon. Change up the strategy just a little bit. Boom! That's a fun one. If you do enough damage to an enemy before you kick them, you have a chance to turn their head into a geyser. There's another phrase, a little muddled right there. That guy just threatened to turn us into mincemeat. I'm sensing a bit of a pattern. Now you might be wondering at this point, with good reason, why I'm bothering to pick up treasure while I'm fighting for my life. Whoops. Mistook the start menu for the inventory. The reason I'm picking that stuff up now is because if you let an item dropped by an enemy stay on the ground for too long, it will disappear. So I always try to pick up any item that an enemy drops as quickly as I possibly can. That figures. I equip the item best suited to groups and they come at me one at a time. There it is again. It's been a while, folks. I don't remember all the controls. Let's use it here. 3 will be fine. Right here is our first chicken egg. I mentioned these in the last episode. These are particularly useful healing items because they only take up 1 inventory slot. Now, the white egg is the weakest of the 3 eggs you can find in the game. They're useful for topping yourself off if you've only taken a little bit of damage and you don't want to waste a green herb. New phrase right there, he's in the trap. Not sure what that means. Could have meant that right there. These guys will die from one shot no matter where you hit them. There's another useful technique. You can try and get multiple enemies in the arc of 1 kick. It's a good way to get yourself out of a jam if there are too many enemies. Alright, notice the egg didn't do too much healing, but it was just enough to get us back into the green. Being in the yellow doesn't actually do anything functionally, but I like it when Leon's holding his gun properly. Ugh. 2 villagers trying to talk over one another. That's lovely. And suddenly I wish I still had my grenade. Oh well. What the woman said right there when they were trying to talk over themselves was, you can run but you can't hide. The man said, don't let him escape. Now this tower here is the heart of my usual strategy for this area. What you can do is, if you climb up that ladder, the villagers won't actually follow you. What they do is they situate themselves around the windows and throw Molotov cocktails up at you. So if you climb up the ladder and then stay up there for a couple seconds and then drop back down, you'll catch them in limbo, they won't know what to do, and you can get through this entire sequence without using a single bullet or taking any damage at all. Basically the precise opposite of what I'm doing right now. The problem with that technique, though, is that it takes about 5 minutes, and 5 minutes of watching Leon climb up and down a ladder is supremely boring. So instead, I invite you to watch me fail. This is not my finest work. Oh, lovely. Almost dead and 1 bullet left. Clearly, I was the perfect agent for this job. My strategy is impeccable. So is my aim. Now, something very lucky happened right there, and I'm not talking about the two knives in my face. One of the villagers threw a projectile at me, and I was able to deflect it with my knife. You can also do that with a bullet, if you have any. I can never really work that into my combat strategy, but it is something that happens from time to time. Right now, in terms of strategy, all I really have is divide and conquer. I don't think I've ever been in this situation before where I literally have no ammo left. So, we just have to knife them one at a time, and hope for the best. Take you down, alright. You're next. Ow. Oh. Saved by the bell. I'm sorry, that was lame. Moving on. Couple new phrases there. One said, the bell. Another said, it's time to pray. And the third said, we have to go. That one said, Lord Sadler.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
And right here we have the title card, in case you forgot which game we were playing. Oh look, I got an achievement.
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
I could do that, or I could ransack these houses for treasure. You know, I mentioned in the first episode that the writing and the storytelling and the acting were my least favorite parts. I didn't mean to imply that they were bad. I definitely think the story of Resident Evil 4 is very much more than the sum of its parts. Sure, it's cheesy sometimes, but it does have a very nice old-school horror movie vibe that I really do like. For example, what horror movie would be complete without a shotgun? You might be asking yourself right now why I didn't bother to come into this house and grab that gun while we were fighting, considering I found some shells in the tower. Reason for that is if you do enter this particular house during the fight, the villagers will barricade your exit, and what I'm calling a chainsaw maiden will spawn. These are very durable female villagers with burlap sacks on their heads and, wait for it, chainsaws. Oh, he's attractive. Anyway, the chainsaw maidens are particularly dangerous not just because they're durable and take more shots to take down than any of the others, but any hit from the chainsaw will kill you automatically no matter how much health you have. And considering I barely managed to survive against the regular enemies, I didn't figure I wanted to test my luck against one of these. There are actually two in this area that you can summon. Let's take care of this padlock first. And if you can kill them, there's actually a very good reason to. They drop about 10,000 pesetas each. One of them will drop the money itself, the other will drop a ruby, which you can sell for 10,000 to the merchant. We haven't run into him yet, but trust me, it'll be worth the wait when we do finally find him. Alright, is that it in here? I think it is. Alright, there's only a couple more houses to enter in this particular spot. It's always good to check any kind of building that you can find, every nook and cranny, every barrel, every corner. You never know what you might find. A lot of this stuff is random, particularly if you, barrels and boxes, if you take those out, there's a random chance that they'll have something, or nothing, in that case. It's always good to check, just in case. Like right there, we have ourselves an incendiary grenade. They're probably the middle ground of the three types of grenades you can find. The third one we haven't found yet is a flash grenade. It doesn't actually do any damage, usually. What it does is stun enemies. The incendiary grenade doesn't actually do as much damage as the regular grenade, but unlike the regular grenade, which takes a few seconds to explode, the incendiary detonates on impact. You know what? I don't like the flashing red on Leon's health right there. Let's do something about that. There we go. Right here is a red. I do like the red herb. Now, you can't use this item on its own. You have to combine it with a green herb. What it does is it increases the potency of the green herb so that it will heal all of your health no matter how much damage you've taken. There is one more ingredient for this concoction that I want to get before we use it. Notice Leon's health right there, how it's about 3/4 of a circle, but there's that thick line right there near the middle point. If we use this third herb right here, the yellow herb, that little line there will increase just a little bit. That's what the yellow herb is for. Every time you use one, see right there, you get a little sliver of extra health. And there's usually just enough yellow herbs in a single playthrough of the game to get you all the way up. Here's the door that everybody went into. There's that symbol again. Looks kind of like a splayed scorpion, doesn't it? I wonder if it's some sort of religious thing. In any case, I guess it's now time to do what Hannigan suggested. Let's find the path near the tower. It's right here. There are 3 more doors for us to check. Door number 1. Nothing! Alrighty then. Well, I guess we'll just try our hand at door number 2. That's right down this way. There's even an arrow pointing to it. Nothing! Door number 3, I'm counting on you. Hey, there we go. Some more ammo, and our first file. The Alert Order. Recently, there has been information that a United States government agent is here investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those of you not yet informed, the prisoner is being held in an old house beyond the farm. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when we are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let the American agent near the prisoner. We do not know how the American government found out about our village, but we are investigating. However, I feel that this intrusion at this particular time is not just a coincidence. I sense a third party, other than the United States government, involved here. My fellow men, stay alert. Chief Pitores Mendez. Now, did the chief write that in English, or is Leon bilingual? Anyway, bit of background information for us. Now we know why the villagers were instantly hostile towards us. They knew we were coming. We've basically cleared out this area, so let's move forward. I really like the loading screens in this game. They're very quick. This area here does have some enemies, but it's a lot less hectic than the previous section because they're not all coming at you at once. Here we have our second typewriter, so let's save while we're here. I always like to save at every typewriter I find. I know you don't necessarily need to, but it's something of a superstition I have. A speedrunner I am not. Alright, let's see what we've got out here. Some more eggs. 1, 2, and 3. That one was a brown egg. That's the second in the tier system of eggs. Middle ground, the gold egg, the last time you can find, fills all your health. The brown's sort of in the middle. Make sure before you shoot this pendant down that you get that plank of wood over the well. Otherwise, if you shoot the pendant, it will fall into the water and become dirty. That will lower the value of the pendant. Alright. Now, these villagers are a little bit sturdier than their compatriots back in the earlier areas. They took 3 knife slashes to take down. Another egg. Seriously right now? I don't think I've ever had this kind of luck with eggs before. There's another one. You know, I've heard that the game kind of decides what to give you based on your performance. If you're doing very well, more enemies spawn and you'll get less stuff from them. But if you're doing particularly poorly, you will get more. Apparently that's true because the game is rewarding me for my atrocious performance in the last area. Not that I'm complaining. Alrighty, I think I have enough stuff here to properly showcase my stratagem when it comes to my inventory. Healing items on the bottom left, grenades on the bottom right, weapons and ammo on the top. I also like to keep my ammunition in a very specific order. Like I said, this is something of my favorite part of the whole game. I have a very specific technique. Don't judge me. Anyway. Anything in here? Nothing here but a stinking pool of manure. Stinkin', huh? Seems like a strange way to translate that, but I'm not judging. See what else we've got. Check the big house. Or barn, or whatever this is. Up the ladder we go. And oh look! More cannon fodder. You know, even though we know that the president's daughter, remember her, is being held captive here somewhere, you gotta wonder at the strategy here where we're just going in and murdering people. I mean, you wonder why they're so hostile towards us. Oh well, this is a game and there's a gun in Leon's hand. That means we have to use it. I do not question the rules. Let's see here. There's one of the exits. There's the other one. But we're not done here. Here we go. There's another one. Down. And our trusty knife. There we go. And here's another one. I think this is the last enemy in this area, which means we will be free to explore at our leisure. Ooh, more shotgun shells. Those are particularly rare, particularly when I use it a lot for some reason or another. Alright, there's quite a few more things to pick up in this spot here. Some more money. Oh, right here. There's a treasure right here. Something that we can sell. Kind of like the pendant, but a little bit more involved. But we can't get to it from this spot. We actually have to go up and over. So, back into the barn we go. And up the ladder again. And then out into the balcony. Drop down. Here we go. Right here in this little box is the beer stein. Now, you can sell that on its own once you reach the merchant, but the better way to handle it is to wait until you find some gemstones to fit into it. There are certain treasures in the game that you can combine with other treasures to make them more valuable. For the beer stein, that means the cat's eyes, I believe. I think there's 3 colors, green, yellow, and red, if I'm not mistaken. And if you combine all 4 items, you can sell the completed beer stein for the tidiest profit. You can sell all 4 of them separately, but you'll end up with quite a bit less. Okay, I think there's one more thing to do here, and it's about the blue medallions. 15 blue medallions, 7 in the farm, 8 in the cemetery. For those of you who destroy 10 or more, will be awarded. Okay, now that we've found that document, if we go to our map here, we can see 7 blue dots. That's what we're after. What those represent are little blue medallions, and they're hanging off the edges of certain things. This first one right here is on a tree branch, right there. I think the splayed scorpion is on those things. I've never noticed that before. This is the first time I played the game in HD, so I think maybe the textures got updated. That's 2 down. 5 more to go. I'm basically going by memory here. I remember quite a bit about the early game, but not everything. So I'm not entirely sure. No, I don't think there's one over here. Let's check over in this section. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. That's 3. Okay. let's see here. Hop down. Head over this way. There's another one. I wonder if they changed the placement of these. I don't actually remember that one. Then again, it has been several years since I've played this game, so it might be that I'm just misremembering. But I could swear they changed the location of that one. Anyway, there's just a few more. I know there's one way up there. Let's see. Damn it. There we go. That's 5. 2 more. There's one right in front of us and one over by one of the exits. Okay. There you are. Come on, come on. There we go. That's 6. I like the bit of realism. When you're aiming, Leon's hands will get kind of shaky after a little while. It's a nice touch, but it can get very annoying when you're trying to hit a small target. Is it the last one? Nope. Over at the other one. Okay, let's see. I already looked over here, but we must have missed it. Let's hop down. Okay. Some more pesetas. And over by the exit. There it is. Sneaky little one right there. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, we're moving forward. Haha! Alright, that's 7 out of 15. We are done with the farm. Won't open. Barred from the other side. Need help from someone else. That is actually a clue. We will be coming back here later. For now, though, we're alone, so we need to use the other exit in this area. And it's right down there. Into the next area we go. And this place is far too quiet. I don't trust it. I'm talking like I don't know what happens right here. I do. There it is. The first QuickTime event of the game. I know QuickTime events have a bit of notoriety, and by a bit I mean a lot, but I actually kind of like them. Kind of keep you on your toes, you know, during a cutscene you have to actually pay attention. I like that. Down the tunnel. And we have more shiny things. That's the spinal or spinel or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly. It's a type of gemstone. It's what I call a cannon fodder treasure. There's a lot of those. 3 different types depending on the area of the game you're in. And right up here is a new area. This is actually a bit more dangerous than the ones we've been to so far. Those villagers have sticks of dynamite, and if you get close to them, they will throw them at you. But if you can catch them unawares, you can do that. Alright, I'm going to cut it off here, because that was awesome. So that's going to be it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.